Aloha everybody. Today we're going to do a little different. This is an open letter to Honda. It's about a bike that Honda should be making. Now this bike is by no stretch of the imagination is perfect. My batteries aren't quite as big as I'd like to see a Honda make, but the bike's phenomenal performance and smooth riding, everything, and it's something within Honda's ability to do the technology. Anyway, let's get on with this. So I hope you folks are all having a good afternoon, and I want to just I know you've looked at the bike before, but this is for Honda more than, and for people who are not sure about. But anyway, we got the QS 138 motor, and then I've got a 60 amp hour battery kit. And what I was proposing Honda would do is take this bike, and as you can see, I didn't do any, this is off the stock CRF 250L frame, so I did no welding on this thing. But if Honda were to build it, they could come in here, and instead of putting these cross members to stiffen up the frame or the motor, they could build their tabs like they normally do off the bottom, and mount the bike here, the motor here and here, and then they could take and build a bigger battery that would actually taper and fit right around this, and they could actually take this tray out too, so that their battery could come straight down all the way down into here. That would give them probably a third again more power, and they possibly could put a little more back in here, and then they could do a little more up in here, where, because my battery comes up here and runs across. So then the other thing I was thinking about, which would be killer, is you can put an extra battery right in this area here, come in under the motor still, and you could probably double the capacity of this battery, which would then put the range in closer to 100 miles at highway speed, and over 140 at trail speed, as long as, 25-30 miles an hour on single track trails or something like that. So essentially you would have the exact same range as a Honda as the Honda CRF 250L with the internal combustion engine in it. So it wouldn't be difficult, because you wouldn't have to change the frame hardly at all. So Honda's already making this frame. This is a stock Honda, other than the fact that I put the electric motors and everything in it. And for Honda, they could eliminate, they don't have to put the crash bars. I put those in because I'm old and I can't always get my feet out from under the bike fast enough when I go down. So you could eliminate that, and you could eliminate the face shield. I wouldn't eliminate the bark busters, but they might, because they weren't on here when I bought the bike originally. And my guess is, let's see, I'm 15 pounds under stock weight with the crash bars and the windshield right now. So if you take those both off, I think you can reduce the weight by another 20 to 30 pounds, and in the handlebars 20 to 30 pounds, and then you can replace that 20 to 30 pounds with battery. So you're 20, so I'm at 305 right now. So if you take off 20 or 30 pounds, that's going to put you down to 275. And if you put in, let's see, my battery weighs 50 pounds, so 275. If you put in 100 pounds in battery, you still get up to 250L weight, and you gain tremendous amount of range. So Anyway, Honda, take note, man. This is not a difficult build. And I believe that the batteries are going to be your biggest expense. And you guys have access. These are Samsung batteries. This is the best battery I could get to weight ratio. But I believe now they're coming out with some new batteries that are even lighter and more capacity. So from my perspective, you can come out with basically a stock CRF 250L or frame, or whatever your stock frame is now, fit in 100 pounds of battery and still not weigh more than the stock CRF 250L weighs. This weighs currently. I know you guys have gotten 8 or something pounds lighter than the two. Mine was 320 stock, and it's 305 now, not 205, excuse me. So yeah, I can't say enough about this bike. Is way too fun. The fact that it's got no gears frees me up from a lot of things that I don't really need to be messing with. And it is so smooth and so powerful. This has got the motor I put in is 25,000 kilowatt, 25,000 watt motor, which translates into about 33 horsepower, as I've done the math. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me in the comments, but I don't believe I am. And you would have a bike that's probably the equivalent of a 450 rather than the 300 or 250. So if you guys are listening, Honda, this is strictly for you. And I know I'm a small channel, but it's possible that this could get back to you. If it does, this is the bike I highly recommend you doing, because with a range of 140 miles, you're talking the equivalent of the stock with a 2-gallon tank on it. And if you could make a fast charger, or make it so you could hook up to a Tesla charger, like my charging port right now is in here. So if you can make it hook up to a NAC charging port and make it so that you could use not a supercharger, but I believe it's the number 2 charger that Tesla uses, and a lot of the other car charging stations have, then you would have a bike that could virtually go anywhere. I mean, you've got the stations all over the place now, so it would be such a major jump, Honda, and put you guys right at the forefront of electric motorcycles if you can do that. And if you can't, well, maybe Polaris is going to do it, or somebody else, but somebody needs to build this bike, because right now this bike is perfect with the exception of its range. You know, it's a little limited. Like I said, I can do highway speeds at about 55 miles an hour all day and come out with almost a range of 50 miles. Or I can do like to the Road to Hana, which is basically a snake, about as fast as you can go is 25 miles an hour. And I've gotten 70 miles out of the bike with that. So anyway, and then to the rest of you folks, I can't say enough about this bike right now, and I'm closing in. I've got 900 miles on the bike already. So only a few things that I need to tighten up that I overlooked on the build, and actually one of them, I broke my tail light on that first ride where we were going up to Poli Poli and dropped it, so I had to take the back section apart and tighten that up and refabricate it. But yeah, this bike is phenomenal. So enough of that, and I'm going to let you folks go. And anyway, I'm gonna head on out. I got some riding to do. So with that said, I will see you guys a little bit later. All right. That noise you hear is the safety alert for the kickstand, so I don't drive off with it down. All right, everybody, we'll talk to you later. Aloha.